So I went and watched John Wick, Parabellum, and it was an interesting experience to say the least. So I will get this story out of the way so we can focus on the review. Because I'm tired of having to deal with this shit every time I go to the movies. And it's time for a fucking rant. I went to see this movie with my dad, since he's been meaning to see it for quite some time. And he sat to my right. To the left of me were 3 to 4 guys who each were on their phones constantly. So let's number them 1 to 4 based on distance from me. So guy number 1 will be the one directly to my left. He smelled of cigarettes and barbecue, so I had to endure that shit for 2 hours straight. And after about 40 minutes of having had both guy number 1 and guy number 2 flashing their phones in my face every so often, I made sure to check what apps guy number 1 was using in case it was something important, but he was mostly on Snapchat. I was done. I calmly and politely told guy number 2 to please turn off his phone, since it was hard to focus on the movie with a flashlight in the corner of my eye. Guy number 2 mumbled something like, "Hey boy, it's on low brightness, it's not affecting you, mine." So I responded with, "Your brightness setting is irrelevant in this case, it should be off completely." Then guy number 1 cuts in and has the audacity to say to me, "Shut up, stop bothering everyone and focus on the movie." Remember, this guy used his phone several times. And all I could say was simply, "Dude, I'm trying to," while pointing to guy number 2's phone. In hindsight, I'm pretty much speechless. The amount of disrespect people have these days is beyond me. Like, I paid hard-earned money to watch a movie I've been meaning to see for a long time. And when you pay for something that you've been meaning to see, it's so frustrating when you have people who ruin it for you for no reason. Like, how entitled are you? I can't wrap my head around this. It's impossible for me. The dots do not connect, okay? Anyway, the movie, on the other hand, was great. For those who may be unfamiliar with John Wick, here's a quick summary. John Wick is a retired professional hitman who recently lost his wife to a terminal illness. He now only have 2 things left in the world that he truly cares about: his vintage Ford Mustang and a puppy named Daisy, which he received from his deceased wife. One day, some Russian mob members break into John's home to steal the car and kills Daisy in the process. This sends John into a revenge spree that will stop at nothing until he finds the man who stole his car and killed his dog. This premise is pretty simple, but it takes place in such an interesting world. All the rules a hitman must abide by to have access to all the various services the underworld provides, etc, etc. The world building is insanely cool in this universe. It's even better and expanded upon in the sequel. Now, in the third chapter, John is declared excommunicado. He's now banned from every form of service from the underworld. So now all bets are off, and every hitman on the planet wants a piece of the $15 million bounty on John's head. This third chapter manages to deliver some awesome sets and beautiful environments for the fight scenes, which are amped up even more in this movie. My 2 complaints would be that the world building isn't as strong as in previous installments. It's still good, just not as good. And the objective, the goal of the film, can be pretty unclear at times. In chapter 1 and 2, it was clear right from the get-go what needed to be accomplished. This one takes a lot longer to get there. But otherwise, I don't have any major complaints. It was a fine installment in the John Wick universe. When I went into this, I expected this to be the conclusion, the ending to a trilogy. But no, it's just an installment. They could easily pop out a 4th or 5th one, as long as it retains the same quality, you know? It would be a shame to ruin it at this point. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. It's just that the experience was fucking ruined by those assholes sitting next to me. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I hope you folks have a nice one, and I will see you next time.